Hey kids, it's time for a lesson on elimination. So eliminating systems. Eliminating systems. This will be a little step-by-step guide. That's a weird looking M. Well, eliminating systems. All right, so first one's a level 1. This is the one I'm going to use to explain everything, or the concepts. So with elimination, what you're trying to do is combine the like terms of both equations, and you'll find that one of them eliminates. So we're going to add the x's to the x's, the y's to the y's, and the totals to the totals. And what you can see here is I have a positive 2y on the bottom, a negative 2y on the top. So when I combine them, positive 2 minus 2, it's gone. It turns into 0. That's the elimination. So again, we're combining x's with x's, y's with y's, totals with totals, right? So 4x and 3x, you just add them up and get 7x. The y's have eliminated. 14 plus 0 is my new total. It's a one step. Divide by the coefficient, and you already have the first value of one of the variables. So we have x. Now this is a lot like substituting. It's actually exactly what it is. I'm going to say I'm looking for the x in another equation. So I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to rewrite it. So 4, I open up the x to put that in there. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to continue writing the entire equation so I don't leave anything out. I'm going to plug in this 2 right here. There. So this is the x now. X is now 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Bring everything else down. And you're at a 2-step. Change the sign of your constant to eliminate. 14 minus 8 is 6. Bring down the negative 2y and divide by the coefficient, right? Yoshi Wheel says positive negative is a negative, so y should equal negative. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now my ordered pair should be my x first, followed by my y, and then I check by going to the other equation. I plugged in my x into the top equation, so I'm going to check with the bottom by taking the coefficient and multiplying. So 3 times x, 3 times x, 3 times 2 is 6. And I take the y, the 2. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And 6 minus 6 equals 0, so therefore it works with the bottom equation. I already know it works with the top. That's a level 1. Level 2, you will see, is very similar, but we have one step we do ahead of time. So level 2, I've got 3x minus 2y equals negative 8, and negative 6x plus 5y equals 23. Now this one, when you look at it, you'll say, wait, nothing eliminates. I've got 2, 5, 6, and 3. So what we're doing is we're going to look at both variables. We're going to look at the smaller coefficient and see if we can multiply it to make it into the bigger one. So at the y's, I can't multiply 2 to make it into 5 unless I multiply by a decimal. Don't want to do that. But I can turn the 3 into a 6. To make 3 into a 6, I need to double it. I need to multiply by 2, right? And it's already a positive, and this one's already a negative, so I keep it positive. If the signs are the same, then I have to make it negative because you have to have opposite signs. So I'm going to do 2 times 3. I get 6x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. The y comes down. And 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. Now I draw a line through this one because I don't want to grab any of those numbers on accident. I only want to work with my new equation and my old bottom one. So the x's are now set up to eliminate. 6 minus 6x is gone. And this is a fun one because right here, 5y minus 4y is just 1y. And 23 minus 16 is 7. So if 1y is 7, I know y is 7. I don't even have to divide. I'm going to plug it back in. I'm going to plug this y into there. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. So negative 6x plus 5. Instead of a y, I put parentheses, and it equals 23. Now I'm going to plug in that 7. 7 times 5 is 35. It's still positive. And bring everything else down. Negative 6x and the 23. You're going to eliminate that constant, the 35 right there, subtracted away. This is different signs, subtract. It's $1 million question, right? I have more negatives. 35 minus 23 is 12. And I bring down that negative 6x and divide by the coefficient of negative 6. Negative divided by a negative, well, Yoshi says that's a positive. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. So x value goes first, y goes second. So 2, 7 should be my answer, but I'm going to check. I can either check in the old one or this one. I'm just going to grab the new one. So 6 times whatever x is 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Negative 4 times the y, so negative 4 times 7 is negative 28. Different sign, subtract. 28 minus 12 should be negative 16. Yeah, checked. We're good to go. Let's do another one of those, another level 2. Before we move on, I will show you level 3 because they're lots of fun. Everybody loves them. So let's do 4x minus 3y equals 21. 2x plus 4y equals negative 6. So again, we're looking at the smaller coefficient and saying, can we multiply this by a whole number to make it into the larger coefficient? I can't turn a 3 into a 4, but I can turn 2 into a 4 by multiplying by 2. But I have to check the signs. See how they're both positive right there? Since they're both positive, I have to multiply by a negative to make them opposite signs. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4x. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8y. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 6 is 12. Again, I'm going to cross this one out so I don't confuse those numbers. Now it's time to combine like terms. 4x and negative 4x, that's the elimination. So negative 3 and negative 8y, same signs, add and keep it. 3 and 8 make 11y. And 21 plus 12 is 33, which is a multiple of 11, so I'm happy. Divide by that coefficient. Y will equal negative 3. Now it's plug-in time. I'm going to mark my y up here because that's where I'm going to open it up. So I take 4x minus 3, open up the y as parentheses, and it equals 21. I'm going to plug in that negative 3 right here. Negative times a negative is a positive. 3 times 3 is 9. So bring down that 4x. And the 21, I'm at a 2-step. Change the sign of that 9 to eliminate the constant. 21 minus 9 is 12. Bring down the 4x and divide by 4. I should have x equals 3. X goes first, y goes second. So 3 negative 3 should be my answer. For the check, I'm going to take these numbers down here, negative 4 times the x. So negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Then negative 8 times negative 3, and that's the y value, the y coefficient times the y. Negative times a negative is a positive. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 minus 12 is 12. Again, I know I'm correct. I've checked it. Okay. You can pause this at any time, so I don't need to wait. Haha, yay, here we go. Level 3s, which I haven't really shown you yet, but you're going to have on a video ahead of time, just because I want to make this video and get it out to kids who are stuck. Here's level 3. Woo! You should be so excited. 2x plus 3y equals 4. 5x minus 4y equals 33. Okay. So now we look at the coefficients and we see we can't make a 3 into a 4 and I can't make a 2 into a 5. That's no good. Which means I have to multiply both equations to make a common multiple. So 2 and 5 can make 10s. 3 and 4, I got to make 12s. Now, you could do either one. The reason I would pick the y is I already have opposite signs, so I don't have to multiply by a negative. That's the only reason I would pick the y. But if you want to make the x's, you do 5 at the top, 2 at the bottom, make one of them negative. But I'm going to make 12s and eliminate my y's. So to make 3 into a 12, I'm going to multiply by 4. This is going to be the top equation. 4 times 2 is 8x. 4 times 3 is 12y. And 4 times 4 is 16. I don't want to look at that guy anymore. Now, I'm going to make my 4 into a 12 by multiplying by 3. 3 times 5 is 15. x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12y. And 3 times 33 is 99. That's a big number. So now when I combine these are my two new equations. Let me cross this one out real quick because I don't want to really look at it or get distracted by it. So I now have basically a completely new system, which is a level 1. So 15 plus 8 is going to get me 23x. My y's are gone. That's 115. Okay. So now some of us may say, I don't know how many times 23 goes into 115, but I know that 5 times 20 is 100, and 5 times 3 is 15, so it's 5. And now we're just back to the normal stuff. Oh, I've got an x. I'm going to plug in my x there. So rewrite it. X parentheses plus 12y equals 16. Plug in that value of x, which is 5 right here. 8 times 5 is 40. Bring down everything else. Eliminate the constant that you just created by changing the sign. Different sign, subtract. I have more negatives. 40 minus 16 is 30 minus 6, which is 24. Bring down the 12y. Divide. Yoshi says a positive and a negative make a negative answer. So y will equal a negative 24 divided by 12 is 2. So this should be x first, 5, y second, negative 2. And then I'll do the check. So I plugged into this top one. Ugh. So I'm going to do 15 times the x value. 15 times 5 is 50 plus 25. That's 75. Then the negative 12 times the negative 2. The two negatives make a positive, and 12 times 2 is 24. 75 plus 24 is 99. I've checked it, and I'm happy. Let's do one more of these, and then we're done with the video. So 7x plus 8y equals 18. Negative 3x plus 5y equals 26. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at our numbers. These are going to get big and kind of gross, so calculator might come in handy. I can't make a 5 into an 8. I can't make a 3 into a 7. The common multiple here is 40, so multiply by 5 and then 8. The multiples here is 21. I'm going to go with the 21 because it's smaller. And also I have opposite signs. So I would have to multiply by a negative. One of them would be negative to get rid of the y. So I'm going to multiply the top by 3 to make a 21. 3 times 7 is 21x. 3 times 8 is 24y. And 3 times 18 is 30 plus 24, which is 54. Done with you. And now I need to multiply by 7 to make 21 here. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21x. There's my elimination. 7 times 5 is 35. And then there's the y. This one's a kind of annoying one. 7 times 26 is 7 times 20, it's 140, plus 42, it's 182. Ugh, this is going to be a gross number here. Let me cross that one out so I don't mess with it. The x's eliminate, that's 59. Ew, y. And this is 1236. All right, so this is a gross division. Of course, you could just use your calculator, but here's what I see. 60, I see this as almost 60 and almost 240. 60 goes into 240 easily 4 times. So if I multiply 4 times 60, I get 240, but I take the 1 4 away because it's only 59 fours, and you get 236. So y should equal positive 4. Use a calculator if you're unsure. I'm going to take my y, plug it in here. So I get 21x plus 24 parentheses equals 54. Now you could plug back into the originals because they're smaller, but whatever, it's up to you. Plug in the 4. 4 times 24 is going to be 80 plus 16. That's positive 96. Bring everything else down. And 21x and my 54. Change the sign of my constant I just created to eliminate. $1 million question says different signs subtract. I have more negatives. 96 minus 54 is 42. So I'm doing 90 minus 50 is 40, and 6 minus, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm even saying that. Bring down the 21x and divide by 21. Positive and negative make a negative, so x is going to be a negative. 42 divided by 21 is 2. So it should be negative 2, positive 4. Now, I don't really want to multiply these like that. So I'm going to actually jump up here and say, let's do the negative 3 here. Negative 3 times x. That should be negative times a negative is a positive. 3 times 2 is 6. And take the 5 and multiply by the 4. 5 times 4 is 20. What am I doing? It's not a comma. I need to do a plus sign here because they're both positive. 6 plus 20 is 26. That is the answer. So yay, we have now done level 3s. And that is a quick, very fast way to review elimination level 1, 2, and 3. Have a good one.